What's up everybody, it's Sean here and I'm back today to give you guys a review of the Aimé Dore collaboration with New Balance on this 860 V2 in the yellow colorway. Today's video is sponsored by Capsule. So Capsule is a brand new product on the market which preserves your sneakers and doubles the expected lifespan of them as well. So if you own pairs in your collection that you wear maybe 2 or 3 times in the entire year, those are the pairs that you probably are worried about them turning yellow, deteriorating over time, and even sometimes cracking when they're too old. So with Capsule, essentially they offer a sneaker preservation pod, which stops the 2 main reasons why sneakers deteriorate, which is oxidization and hydrolysis. So that special pod that they offer stops the UV rays from entering and turning your shoes yellow. And then you push in their anti-aging preservative, which not only pushes out the bad air out that contains the dirt, the dust, and the moisture, but this scientifically backed formula is essentially their secret sauce. And that, when kept in that airtight pod, is really what extends the lifespan of your sneakers. So I've linked their website, their social media, all that good stuff down below, but take the time to actually go on their website, read more about them, and if you do decide to buy a kit, let me know in the comment section down below, what did you guys think? So this right here is the latest Aimé Dore collaboration with New Balance, which was actually pre-ordered back in July of 2023. So alongside this yellow colorway, they also released a cream or white pair along with a black, orange, and yellow combination, all 3 of which retailed for a price of $150 US or $220 here in Canada. So these were offered as a pre-order, so I actually placed my order in July, and it took about 7 months time before they were finally delivered to me. And it's interesting how people complain about pre-orders. I don't know, for me at least, I love a pre-order system. It ensures that anyone that actually wants to own a pair of the shoes is guaranteed to get them. And I don't mind the company holding on to my money for a bit if that means that I'm 100% guaranteed a pair and I don't have to jump through any hoops down the road, pay a reseller for example, just to secure the pair that I want. Anyways, besides the point, this yellow colorway is, to me at least, the most vibrant pair of the bunch. And in real life, this is like a real highlighter yellow color. And I have to say, both this one and the orange black pair, these two are very distinct departures from what I normally think of when I think of ALD. It doesn't have that typical classy, upscale sort of flavor, but I don't mind the change. It's good that they're kind of giving us something a little bit different, and this pair for sure is very different from your typical ALD offering. Anyways, jumping right into the details of this shoe, as we take a look at the toe box, you'll see that the majority of the shoe, this is crafted using a very vibrant neon yellow colored open style mesh. Right above this towards the laces, we have the New Balance N logo, and then overlaid on the lateral side, we have this metallic silver colored overlay. These are all synthetic layers. And then surrounding the front toe cap, we have this shiny synthetic layer here, which gives you added durability around the front toe box. Moving downwards, covering the middle of the shoe, we have more of these synthetic silver layers with neon detailing. And underneath this, on both sides of the shoe, we have the New Balance N logo, and this is done in this reflective 3M finish in a mix of dark gray and neon yellow. And then underneath the New Balance N logo, this panel here is covered in this fine, translucent mesh layer. So compared to the toe box, the panel here is a little bit more muted and a little bit darker. Towards the heel of the shoe on the lateral side, we have 860 V2 branding. And then on the bottom of the heel, there's a bit of an internal heel cup here, which gives you a little bit of structure towards the back end of the shoe. We have more of these synthetic silver overlays. And then in the center of the heel, we have the Aimé Dore flower logo, and this is visible on both shoes. As far as the laces go, so these come with 3 different lace options. The standard lace that they come with is an oval shaped lace, which is very stretchy, and this is done in this neon finish with this darker gray outline on the edges. But if you're not feeling these laces, they also give you a normal and plain neon yellow colored lace, along with a cream colored lace, which has neon yellow colored detailing on the edges. Underneath this, the tongue is primarily constructed out of that same open style mesh that we saw on the toe box. However, the top of the tongue, the mesh here is a bit more tightly wound together. It's done in more of a lighter shade, and we have ALD branding pressed onto the top in a mix of silver and neon. The interior of the shoe is lightly padded, and it's covered in this pale toned lining, which is much more muted compared to the vibrant shades on the exterior. And then as far as the insoles go, so these come with a foam line insole, nothing too special here. It's finished in black on the top, and we have New Balance and ALD co-branding pressed onto the heel. So the upper of the 860 V2, this is the exact same tooling that you'd see on the 2002R and the 1906R. So both of those shoes adopted the tooling from the 860 V2. So this midsole is crafted using a mix of Absorb and Absorb SBS. And the midsole itself is painted in 3 tones. We have this darker shade on the forefoot of the lateral side, more of a cream color covering the majority of the outsole, and white on the lateral heel. And the lateral heel, this is where you'll find New Balance's energy technology, which are these gel-like pillars found on the lateral side, which help with impact protection and shock absorption. Finally, turning this pair over to the bottom, so the outsole is crafted using a mix of black, this dark neon shade, and white colored rubber. So we have this diamond-shaped traction pattern on the forefoot, along with these grooves to give you added flexibility. And underneath the rubber in the middle, here you'll find New Balance's stability web technology, which is basically a TPU shank plate, which is there to help with torsional rigidity and midfoot support. So that breaks down the look and the construction of this pair. And for those wondering about sizing, so my foot measures as a true size 10, slightly on the wider side, and I usually wear a size 10 in the 860 V2 or true to size. So getting these in a size 10, they fit me perfectly, but they are more on the snug side. So if you're in between sizes, it's probably better off if you go up to the larger size. To give you guys a point of comparison, I also wear a size 10 in other New Balance models like the 2002R, 1906R, and a lot of made in UK models like the 991 and the 1500. So I'd say that the fit of the 860 V2 is slightly more snug than a typical 2002R or 1906R. It's not snug enough that I'd want to go up half a size, but if you don't like more of that snug one-to-one fit, or if you just have a really wide foot, you'd probably be better off going up a half size instead. One last point of comparison, I usually go down to a 9.5 or a half size down in a lot of New Balance made in the USA pairs like the 992, 993, and the 990 V3, V4, V5, and V6. Moving on to the comfort, so the 860 V2 feels pretty much like the 2002R or 1906R. The only major difference that I could tell is the upper of the shoe is a lot more streamlined, it fits a lot more sleek and slim, and it just feels more of a minimalistic shoe, as opposed to those other two models which sometimes, not always, but sometimes they can feel a little bit more bulky. However, the underfoot feeling of these is still very comfortable. It has a very well balanced feel. You're not going to be overly soft and plush, but at the same time, it's not stiff whatsoever. So this is a shoe that, for example, I can wear on my upcoming vacation. It just comes down to how you find the upper of the shoe to feel. If it's too narrow and snug for you, then you probably won't feel that they're that comfortable at the end of the day. Finally, in terms of the quality and craftsmanship, so in terms of the material quality, it really was nothing special. Everything on this shoe is all synthetic materials, and there are no genuine leathers or suedes used on this shoe. So it's really channeling that 2010s running shoe aesthetic, as opposed to making this more of a premium and elevated take of the silhouette. So I'm totally fine with that. The 860 V2 originally was intended to be a performance running shoe anyways. So sticking with the soul of how the OGs were intended to be, I'm perfectly fine with that. And from a build and craftsmanship standpoint, this pair I thought was pretty flawless. The stitch job was really good. There were some very minor, longer threads I had to trim down myself with scissors, but other than that, the panels were consistent between my left foot and the right foot, and it was pretty free of any glue stains as well. So I was pretty happy from a build standpoint with how these were in real life. So with all of that out of the way now, let me toss these on feet, I'll lace them up for you, and I'll show you guys how these look. Obviously, this colorway is just extremely loud. This is literally like a highlighter on your foot. So I can totally understand why, if you're not a fan of this shoe, it's not that far-fetched. To me at least, this is for sure the most vibrant of the three, and if you're rocking these, you're definitely looking for attention. There's a place and a time for a shoe like this in my collection. I don't know if it's a must cop for me now that I have these in real life. But like I said, the 860 V2 is very comfortable and the price point on these wasn't too bad. It just comes down to personal preference on if you can mess with a colorway like this or it's just not really your cup of tea. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about this yellow colorway? Is it just too loud for you? Do you love the vibrant look of it? Or are you kind of somewhere in between? As usual though, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. You can follow me on Instagram at esco8, check me out on X or Twitter at sean.go spelt out, and visit my website at seango.ca. So thank you so much for watching, hopefully you guys enjoy this review, and I'll catch you guys all in the next one.